I like pizza. I like bagels. I like hot dogs with mustard and beer.
I get the picture.
I'll eat eggplant. I could even eat a baby deer. La 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 la. Who's that baby deer on the lawn?
Enough already.
Welcome back to Conversations with. This is the end of week 3 update, episode 4 for 12 weeks at Christmas, the James Smith Academy Challenge. And after we've given our learnings or wins for the week, we're going to have a quick conversation, a quick fire podcast on gym fails. So first of all, thank you for everybody who sent in their examples of their gym fails. And the purpose around this is to, have a bit of a laugh, but also just put out there that everybody has these fails, whether they've been in the gym for 1 year, 10 years, or they've just walked through for the first time. So, we want to have a bit of a giggle about it and make it a bit more fun and keep it nice and short. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to give you a quick update purely to try and inspire you. So I wasn't on point for even starting the challenge, and I've got my head right back in the game. I'm now only 5 days behind, and I will be finished with the 5 days grace. So if you've not got started with the challenge and you signed up to it, get on it. The only person who's going to win out of it is yourself. So, Emily, how was your week?
Right. Yeah, not a great beginning of the week. Sorry, better second half of the week though. Just had life stuff that got in the way, and still getting in the way. But yeah, no, it's been good. I hit 125 Ks for my hip thrust on yesterday morning, so that was good. It's definitely challenging, so I'm going to stay at that weight for the next couple of weeks just to build it up. But yeah, otherwise not a bad back half of the week.
And it's really pleasing to hear that noise in the background from your children. It's quite fun, I think.
Yeah, not at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well,
Okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna mute it now.
Well done on 125. That's brilliant. Okay, so Shannon.
This week I managed 6 wads. So that's leaving me now on 25 wads, and I should have only 20 done by this stage. So I'm way ahead of myself. I don't think I have anything else to update. My HbA1c is down to like 10.9 now, so that's improved as well. But other than that, I have nothing else from this week to update.
What I think Joe said to you was that's the life of a proper CrossFitter or something like that. Yeah. From one to another.
Yeah.
Charlotte, how was your week? Thank you, Shannon.
It's been okay. It's been a bit of a weird week. Sleep deprivation caused by my 6-year-old, so that's been interesting. But I've still managed to hit my sub goals, so another pound gone, another 3/4 of an inch off my body, so I'm happy with that. Unfortunately, she's given me her cold, so my runs haven't been great this week. So because of chesty cough and stuff, and lung capacity not working as it should do, so my timing is gone up from last time. But I'm determined to get back on it next week and bring it down again. So yeah, not brilliant week, but not a bad week really. So, yeah,
I think there's a massive win is you've still been able to run. That's
that's
determination.
It's still not going to stop me getting outside. I still need to get out. I think that's the only thing that's kept me sane this week is still being able to get out and hit the tarmac, so it's fine.
Brilliant. I love that. I'm inspired by that. Well done. So Veggie's back with, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see her egg timers, which are meant to be keeping me on point, which so you're not listening at 2 times speed. I'm just trying to be on track. So over to the timekeeper.
Yeah, I've had a good week actually. I feel like my recovery's going really well. week because I was actually sticking to my being kind to myself goal. I went to bed early because I felt really shattered. And yeah, I've been making an effort to get out of the house every day. That's been kind of my key thing, trying to increase my steps a bit. But done that every day except Thursday. Managed to do a chin up today, which I was over the moon about, given that when I came out of hospital, I tried to make some food with a pan, and like I felt like my whole hand snapped. Like that's how weak my hands and wrists were. So to kind of just be able to do a chin up today felt pretty amazing. And that, I'm sure the only thing I've been doing until this point is sort of 3 to 5 minutes of yoga every morning, and it's just the strength's just gradually built back up. So yeah, that was good. A nice boost today.
So that is, yeah, when I saw that veg, I was like, go on. Yeah, to see you back on that door frame was brilliant.
I tried one and I nearly did it, and I was like, right. So I was like, don't get your phone. No one's going to believe you. You have to film this. I was like, right, now you're going to have to like pull out another one. Like, and yeah, I was like, you will get over that. Get your chin over that bar, and yeah, managed it with a bit of a leg wiggle. But
So definitely inspiring people this week about mindset. That's been 2 in a row. So yeah, thanks, Reg. Well done. And we'll speak to Judith.
Hi, this week, for some strange reason, I decided to take part in a challenge with one of my mates, and he's doing 100 burpees a day for 100 days, but he's 21. So I went, right, I'll do 50 burpees a day for 100 days. I hate burpees, like to test them, but on day 6, I think I'm getting there. I think maybe by day 100, I might like them. We'll see, but give it a go.
Definitely, that will drive consistency, and then you might be able to join Joe in a weird club of I love burpees. It's a very small club.
I think I'm the only person in it.
Yes.
You would have loved CrossFit this week. We had just burpee overload.
Yeah, I love burpees for breakfast. That's my favourite.
Is Pav in the I Love Burpee Club yet or not? Or is he like totally the opposite by now?
I'm not sure. His videos are too fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, well, Judith's also on the My Zone, which I know that Katie's also on.
Yeah, from today.
My Zone is very competitive, so we love a bit of competition. I think sometimes these mini challenges are always popping off within the academy. And I know that Paddy's got a little bit of competition with his cousin also back in the gym. So how's your week been, Paddy?
It's been all right. I was lifting some concrete at work, and I've tweaked something in my lower back, and so I tried to do squats, and it just really, really hurts. So I stopped myself, and I've just been like stretching it and getting it massaged a little bit. So that's pretty much my last week of training out the window before I test in a week, test my lifts again. But I'm on holiday at the moment, so calories are out the window as well. I'm just trying to keep my protein up while I'm eating heaps so that it doesn't sort of negatively affect my lifts or my strength. But yeah, I'm in Queenstown, which is like a lot of like beautiful lakes and mountains and everything. So there's going to be a lot of hikes and a lot of wineries, and it should be good. Yeah.
So, that is a reasonable enough excuse, I think. But look at the dedication. He's on the podcast, so love it. So, thank you. Enjoy your holiday.
Thanks.
And now we're going to speak to Nessa, who's got a big learning, and it's going to take us straight into talking about gym fails. So, yeah, tell us about your week, Nessa.
So week 3 has been much better than week 2. I feel I got my head in the game a bit more. So looking forward to the next 9 weeks or whatever's left. I've averaged 13,500 steps a day this week. I've achieved 3.5 of my TRX push to pike, which is my main challenge. I'm aiming for 10, so I'm on like 3 in a face plant. I've been in a calorie deficit all week, and I am now 52 seconds off my 5K run time. So yeah, it's all quite positive in that sense. The less positive, I learnt this week not to play silly buggers and shift your balance on an assault treadmill, because you will fall off the back of it. And it's a new toy at my PT gym, and I'm still getting used to how it works. I'm used to a normal treadmill where you set the resistance and it moves and you go with it, but an assault one, you make it move. And yeah, I just made it move at the wrong time and did a cartoon styly exit off the back of it, which was my gym fail of the week.
That's a good way of putting it. My cartoon styles.
It was like cartoon like legs. You know how they do it.
That sets the picture quite well. And
but I survived and no injuries, and yeah, it was much hilarity, much laughter, and minor embarrassment. But it's part of the game, isn't it? It's fine.
It certainly is. Has anybody else experienced that?
Me.
Oh, there she is. Hi, Sharon.
Hi.
Now, if you're looking for anybody who's going to join in on just about everything, who says, yes, I've done that, Shannon sent me probably the most gym fails out of everybody. I didn't think the list was going to stop. It was an and moment. So, all right, you can tell us about your treadmill.
So I was just in a normal treadmill, and we had one in our house, and the button had got stuck for the speed, and it went way up to full pelt. And I was in a room in a location where it shouldn't have been, and I come off the back of it and was stuck in the door frame, and my head was just sitting bouncing off the treadmill.
God.
Somebody come in and like rip the safety key off.
That wins. You beat me. Wow.
But yeah.
So we've had new toys, stuck buttons. I've also had it where I took antihistamines from suffering from bad hay fever about half an hour before, the non-drowsy ones, and they kick in. If anybody doesn't know anything about antihistamines, they actually kick in faster with exercise. And I fainted and came off the treadmill. So yeah, that's quite a common one. I think that's the common one you actually see on like Instagram and things, where you look at people's gym fails as them kind of flying off the back of treadmills.
It used to be my biggest fear about going on the treadmill in the gym, was going off the back. Never actually done it though.
I have a video of my son doing it when he was about 7 or 8 at an open day at a gym, and he decided just to keep going and going, and he just went flying off it. And serves you right. Tough love.
Well, trips and falls were quite common in the people's answers. We had somebody saying that they had a similar one. They had arrived to the PT session, and the PT was giving first aid to the lady in the gym who had gone on the treadmill that somebody had previously been using, doing rolling sprints, so where they jump on and off the treadmill, but they hadn't turned the treadmill off, and had walked away, and she just went to walk onto it normally, didn't realize it was running, and came flying back off the back of it. So it was only a nosebleed apparently, but I guess that's it might have been quite funny to Emily's.
Oh, I shouldn't laugh, but that's awful.
You're holding
It's
yourself back.
borderline natural selection.
Yeah, natural selection.
Oh.
Well, guess you out. Cancel your membership. So I'm gonna give you one now. There was another trip or fall, but I want you to try and guess what it was. So now this is from a previous podcast guest. and he didn't actually tell us about it, but I'm going to use it. So Shannon, you know about this, and anybody who listens to the podcast might also know about it. But they, in fact, I'm not going to get you to guess because it's rubbish. They fell off the box jumps and grazed their shins, and that was Paul. And he actually went back and was actually set that as a challenge goal to be able to do box jumps. But I'll give you this one to guess. So somebody had left a dumbbell out, and the person tripped over the dumbbell on the gym floor. What happened next?
All the rest of the dumbbells came crashing down on top of them.
Oh, the rest of the dumbbells came.
Broke a toe.
Yeah, like, you know how they're like racked up.
Broke a toe. That's a good one. And it is actually similar to somebody that sent in, but no, they face planted the rest of the weights rack. So yeah, just went straight flying into the rest of the weights rack.
Ow.
But there's two instances, I guess, of people other members not turning off the machine or putting their equipment away, and it causing injury.
But then equally, I'm quite good at injuring myself. Like, I forgot all about this actually when you asked for stories. One of my biggest fails was in a yoga studio, and it's a posture where you put your hands on the floor and you put your legs over your shoulders and cross your feet, and then you push your feet back and your bum in the air, so everything's off the ground apart from your hands, and you kind of balance and you put your face, so your chin is supposed to touch the floor while your bum and feet are up in the air, balance on your hands. I went bang straight onto my face, smashed my nose, blood went everywhere. Yeah, I think I had a JSA meet actually a few days later, and I just had this massive like cut and slit across my face where it exploded. So that's fun. That was yoga.
Well,
I shouldn't laugh, but that's.
My yoga teacher looked horrified, and I was laughing and crying because it was so painful. And like, so now every time I try and do it, I get like a cushion shoved into my face. Like,
hang on a sec, quick. Put this up.
The terror on her face when I try and get in a posture.
We did have one other injury. Somebody was doing grip strength, holding two 20-kilogram plates, and while holding them, they lost the grip and dropped both 20-kilogram plates straight on their big toe. They were working away from home, so they had to drive home a couple of 100 miles before they could go to the hospital. I don't know why they didn't just go to the local hospital, but yeah. So but the adrenaline kicked in, and before they knew it, they'd actually already passed out on the floor. So yeah.
That's like my one sort of from today, apart from the having to drive thing. The one that I was telling you about that I was doing in the warm-up. So we were holding the weight, doing like all warm-up movements with it. And you had to like go from standing to like a hollow rock and then back up again, all while holding the weight over your head. And dopey me hits myself in the head with it.
It's, Shannon, I think we need to do a gym fair with Shannon special.
It sounds like there's one daily.
Yeah, I think you should do your own podcast daily, telling you about your gym fails. Instagram stories are great for that, Shannon. So loads of people have fallen over. There's some disgusting ones, and I'm not sure if anybody saw Paul Greenland's story this week where he froze the video and asked people to guess what happened next. So Paul was squatting, and he paused the video at the top, but his face had changed, and he said, "What happened next?" So can anybody guess what happened next to Paul when he was squatting? If you know the answer, maybe don't answer. But if you've not, has anybody not seen Paul Greenland's story?
I don't think I saw it.
Okay.
Did he?
To think.
I dread to think. I don't even know if I want to guess this.
I know what happened.
Wasn't he squatting?
I know what happened too.
He was.
Is it something? Yeah. So he squatted. Is it sort of an exertion of energy as he was going back up that maybe
Did he-
left
did he
something
wet
in his
himself?
pants.
As he did leave something in his pants, or as Paul said.
Oh god.
The man has no shame. Straight bang on Insta. This is what happened. As Paul's reply on the story was, "I shit myself. No need to stay anonymous." Paul.
My cousin was at the bottom of
did
a
he
squat
do?
once.
Hang on, have you had a similar experience, Paddy?
My cousin did. He got to the bottom of quite a heavy squat and just let out a fart, and then he was too busy laughing, and then he actually couldn't stand up with the squat by the time he'd finished laughing. It was like a long pause squat, essentially. It's pretty funny.
It's him, yes, laughing so much you can't even come back up. That is.
And now he's real scared when he squats that he's going to fart and just screw up his lift.
It was just the look on Paul's face on his Instagram story, that freeze frame. His eyes were kind of like, can you guess what happened next? Well, oh, God.
So, well, farting is more common than you think, and not only for men. Women have also come back saying they were farting while doing sit-ups, farting doing goblet squats, and there was another fecal matter instance where somebody says, "I shit myself while running," aka the Paula Radcliffe. I think Paula Radcliffe got to the toilet, didn't she? In that instance, in the London. No, did she not?
That's
no, she
quite
went
famous because she went to the toilet as she was running.
Did she not go in the bush or something?
It was just like on the side of the pavement, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Just
side of the
stopped.
pavement.
Yeah.
I think that's a normal thing for runners, but
I've had to do an emergency stop on a long run before.
No, didn't she do a run where she didn't stop? She just pooed as she was going, so she didn't have to lose her time. I'm sure she's famous for just having a poo while she ran.
Yeah, but she stopped for like 4 seconds. I think she pooed in her like running pants and like squatted down
and then
to kind
took them
of
off.
empty them and then carried on.
I was going to say, I'm sure like she's famous for like running.
Yeah.
With poo.
Well, I remember saying to my friend when I was doing all those extra steps in July for the Step Up JSA, I remember saying to my friend, I've really got to time my walks and make sure that I've gone before I go. And my friend's reply was, "There's a reason why you take the dog for a walk, Alistair." And it all made sense.
If you've eaten loads of protein and you're feeling bunged up, a good way to get moving is to go for a run. It works every time.
A walk helps.
Yeah.
A what? Sorry.
A walk.
A walk. Yeah. And, so yeah, there's a reason why you take the dog for a walk. You won't forget that now. Now, let's talk about clothing before we wrap up and talk about bands. So Shannon, have you had any clothing fails?
Yeah, a few. I've had leggings rip. I've been more worried about getting out of the house in the morning with a hot water bottle on winter mornings that I've forgotten to take off my jammy top as I'm putting on my gym clothes, and then realised whilst I'm at the gym, so then I'm too warm. So yeah, I've had a few.
You put your sports bra over your pajama top.
Yep.
Because what? Sorry?
Taking a hot water bottle with me.
Right. You took a hot
I have to drive a half an hour to the gym, so it's cold.
You should just wear that dressing gown over your gym gear.
I would forget to take it off.
I actually was struggling to listen to Shannon telling her that story because you'll have to watch on YouTube, but Paddy just disappeared.
My back was really sore.
And kept lowering because he told us a story in the warm-up that he wasn't going to tell anybody, and he knows that I'm going to ask him to tell his clothing fail.
It's not funny. It's indecent exposure on my part.
Don't hide, Paddy.
Just paint the picture. Don't give away enough without giving away too much.
So I can't remember why. I didn't have spare jocks for the gym, so I just decided to go commando, and then it was bench press day, and you get your legs sort of wide and you get your back arch on and you get into position and everything. The shorts sort of ride up a little bit. So doing the bench, and it's a nice cool breeze coming in. It's quite nice on a hot day. Turns out my whole package is sort of just sitting out to the side of my shorts, and my mate had to be like, "Hey, yeah, yeah, it's a good time."
Paddy's followers have just increased.
I'm sure a few girls have lost boobs and stuff out of sports bras and things as well in the gym.
But did somebody was brave enough to tell you? They didn't just let you go your whole workout?
No, they fully told me, roasted me for a while. Yeah. Yeah.
Just as well they weren't filming you for form.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
We'll go live on Instagram, shall we? Your account has been shut down for nudity. Okay, so we've definitely we didn't have anybody talking about their boobs falling out. But I think we've all heard it happen. We did have people talk about, well, we've seen the example in the JSAM group this week where somebody posted their friend having split their leggings or having split their swimsuit in the pool. Which, so if you want to see that, go into the Facebook group. But don't post anything that's inappropriate because our new admin will be on your case. She nods. The other examples we had, so I find this one quite funny actually, and there was 2 instances of a similar thing. This person said they had an extra pair of clean knickers hanging out of their leggings for the whole session, which
they were clean.
I guess would be a bit of a shock when you get back and you think, hang on, what is that? It's almost a bit of a like pin the tail on a donkey moment, or you could say maybe it was announcing something. You never know, but and then somebody had a clean sock, and people, they always emphasize the clean bit. But a clean sock hanging out of their joggers throughout the session. And then I've got my instance of clothing fails where I was hungover, running late for a spin class. Obviously, James tells you not to go to spin. And I had run in, got changed, went in, did my session. Throughout the whole workout, there was 2 women behind me that couldn't stop laughing throughout the whole session. I left, said goodbye to everybody. Everybody's still laughing and trying to be polite, but still laughing. I didn't pick up on any of it till I got back to the changing rooms, walked in, mirror straight in front of me, and I realized I had a pair of netted shorts on inside out, which immediately I was filled with embarrassment and didn't go back to spin class. So I actually didn't go back because of that reason. I have been back since, but that was, I'd say, 10 years ago, at least 10 years ago. So I'm over it. I'm now confident enough to tell people on a podcast about it. But yeah, that was rather embarrassing. Not maybe as embarrassing as Paddy's, but it was still quite embarrassing because it just looked like it. 25 years old, I couldn't dress myself.
I think it's more embarrassing than mine. At least my shorts are on the right way, Alistair.
So yeah, true. Maybe if you had netted shorts on, you wouldn't have fallen out.
Yeah, could have caught something.
Okay, so just to wrap up, then we've got some instances of bans, and I'll run through these ones really quickly, and then if you guys have got any quick instances, but this is, if you saw the story where I asked for people's questions, this was an instance that I used. I just found it randomly on YouTube. It wasn't somebody I knew. But we've had people getting caught up in the pull-up band, and it gave them a massive wedgie. So you can tell by the word that came from a man. So using the resistance band to keep their weight up, and it's giving them a massive wedgie, and they couldn't get out. So I'm not sure how they got out. Hopefully they're out now. So they weren't messaging from the band. It wasn't a call for help. Somebody had a lady who sent us in the video of it from her story, where they were had a TRX type extendable band, and it was connected to the door, and every time they walked forward to do their presses, it kept flying back out of the door, and the door kept opening, which was quite funny. Nikki messaged in and said, "Did you see me smacking myself with a resistance band coming out of pull-ups?" Of which case I said, "I didn't see that." So that's one of our guests that has had that happened. But has anybody else had instances with bands, just to wrap us up?
I have. Well, I've not personally. One of my clients was telling me about it because she missed the question box, but she was at home using a resistance band, and I forget what happened, but I think it snapped, and it came up and it slapped her across the chest, and which then caused her to fall backwards and trip over the baby like bouncer thing that she had on the floor, and she flipped head over heels. And then to make matters worse, she got up and had pseudocreme, like butt rush cream that had gotten all over her as well. She's like, "It was great. I had this big red mark across my chest. I had pseudocreme everywhere. The house had like become a disaster area." Yeah, so she thought it was quite funny. So since then, she's a little bit hesitant, but she uses them still.
Well, the pseudocreme was obviously like, "Okay, you've got a slap, put that on straight away." Yeah, somebody was watching over her, I guess. And Paddy, any more embarrassing stories?
Yeah, I was doing face pulls once, and the band snapped, and I just smacked myself right in the face. Yeah, I think that happens a bit with the band snapping, especially those really thin ones. You got to check them for tears before you use them.
Definitely. So I guess that's definitely, thank you for everybody for sending in their examples. The timekeeper is on my case, so just to keep it really short on the outro, you know what the outro will say, but key message is, no matter what happened, we've all got back in. All the people that I've sent it are still posting about being back in the gym and doing things, and just give something a go. And do you know what? If it happens, have a laugh, have a giggle about it, and get back out, back out there and do it again. Because these things do happen to all of us. Thank you very much, and we will speak to you all next week. And it's Halloween, so I'm not dressing up, but somebody might. You never know.
It's Alistair here. Make sure you fucking like this, share it. Not a charity, down £9 a month because you bastards. So get this out there, get this on the stories. And if you enjoyed it, if you haven't hit like, you like already. If you haven't hit share, hit share.